savings. Check your investment portfolio to determine which securities may be sold to harvest losses and offset gains. Maximize contributions to 401ks and IRAs. Those ages 50 and over should take advantage of the extra $1,000 contribution to an IRA or $6,000 contribution to a 401k plan. Make cash gifts to family and friends. In 2017, the maximum amount that an
If we would make more of an effort, then I think you'd agree that we could make the world a better place, a place that is free. Life is really what you make of it. You gotta give and take a bit. Someone's always up and someone's always in a pit. Someone has too much.
It's that time of the year again, folks. The leaves are changing, holiday decorations are coming out, and that means only one thing. It's almost election time. Campaigns can be stressful. You've got to make it to every event, understand every issue, shake every hand, ask for every vote. You smile the entire time. Thank goodness you've got WCLU, your home for local.
I've been going around the world and I've been looking for revival, cause what I see, it's critical for all of our survival. People turning on each other, lovers put on
more. To get to the sale, take Highway 63 south to Tompkinsville Road, just past the Freedom Country Store. Then turn left onto Hackers Branch Road. Signs posted. It's at 10 o'clock this Saturday morning. Sold by Elmore Realty and Auction, Dakota Elmore Auctioneer, in conjunction with Country Boy Realty and Auction, Doyle Wilson Broker. For more information, stop by Elmore's office at 1532 Oil City Road in Glasgow. Elmore, the auction specialists.
You know you can depend on WCLU for local news on the air, online, on demand at WCLUradio.com.
Well, we're waking up with 32 degrees. We're freezing at the studios here this morning from a numerical standpoint. And we're going to have another one of those little roller coaster rides here where we're going to work our way into some much colder air and some more wintry precipitation. That's the words of Ray Stajic this morning at the Weather Channel.
Good-looking weather as we head through today. A southwest wind will continue to kick up, and you will notice the difference. Milder weather on the way. Shouldn't be too bad after highs only in the upper 30s. Yesterday, we shoot into the mid-50s this afternoon. As we head on through tonight, the next change comes in. Maybe some showers with a cloudy sky, mid-40s. Tomorrow we'll get some steadier rain as the day goes on in the upper 40s. And then colder air coming in as rain may briefly end as a little bit of snow tomorrow night. Could get slick with some wet streets freezing over as we fall into the upper teens tomorrow night. Friday, plenty of sunshine, cold, low 30s. Then maybe another rain-snow event possible by Sunday. I'm meteorologist Ray Stajic, the Weather Channel, WCLU, your home for local.
Thank you, Ray. Let's look at the current conditions. The humidity is at 65%. Pretty dry air out there this morning. The winds are out of the south at 8 miles an hour. Barometer is still up there at 30.21, but it's dropped quite a bit here from the overnight hours, and no precip in the past 24 hours. The winds, I tell you, are out of the south at 8 miles an hour this morning. So that's our comfortable start today. Let's go to the newsroom. Round one of local news and WCLU News Director Angela Briggs. Good morning, Angela.
Good morning, Henry. Well, this morning, the super blue blood moon has arrived. Now, during the early hours of this morning, you can see a full moon, a total lunar eclipse, a blue moon, and a supermoon, all at the exact same time. And none of these things are really all that unusual by themselves. What is rare is they're happening all together on one day. Now, what makes the moon look full? Like the Earth, half the moon's illuminated by the sun at any one time. So the moon orbits around the Earth, and as a result, we see different amounts of the lit-up side. A full moon's when we see its entire lit-up side. This occurs every 29.5 days, when the moon's directly opposite the sun relative to the Earth. January 31st will be our next full moon in the lunar cycle. The moon's orbit's tilted by about 5 degrees relative to the Earth's orbit. So most of the time, the moon ends up a little above or below the path of Earth, the path that Earth follows as it revolves around the sun. But twice each lunar cycle, the moon does cross into the planet's orbital plane. Now, if that crossing corresponds to a full moon, the moon will pass into Earth's shadow, resulting in a total lunar eclipse. Now, since the moon needs to be behind the Earth relative to the sun, a lunar eclipse can only happen on a full moon. Now, to see the phenomenon, you'll need to be on the right side of the Earth. This eclipse will be visible mostly in Asia, Australia, the Pacific, and North America. But don't worry, you can always catch it online at nasa.gov. However, you can see partial lunar eclipses right here in South Central Kentucky. Now, when the lunar eclipse happens, the moon appears to darken as it moves into the Earth's shadow, called the umbra. When the moon's all the way in the shadow, it doesn't go completely dark. Instead, it looks red due to a process called Rayleigh scattering. The gas molecules of Earth's atmosphere scatter bluer wavelengths of light from the sun, while the redder wavelengths pass straight through. This is why we have blue skies and red sunrises and sunsets. So when the sun's high in the sky, red light passes straight through to the ground, while blue light is scattered in every direction, making it more likely to hit your eye when you look around. During a sunset, the angle of the sun's lower in the sky, and that red light instead passes directly into your eyes, while the blue light is scattered away from the sight. Now, to top it all off, January 31st today is also considered a blue moon. There are two definitions of blue moon. The first is any time a second full moon occurs in a single month. Since there are 29 and a half days between two full moons, we only end up usually with one full moon a month. The second definition of a blue moon is it's the third moon in a season in which there are 4 moons, which happens about every 2.7 years. We'll only have 3 this winter, so the January 31st full moon won't be blue by this definition. Stargazers will have to wait till mid-May. Now, to add the cherry on top, this will also be a supermoon. The moon's orbit is not perfectly circular, meaning its distance from Earth varies as it goes through a cycle. The closest point in its orbit is called the perigee. The full moon that happens near perigee is called a supermoon by some. Its proximity makes it seem a little bit bigger and brighter than usual, but that's the extent of its effects on Earth. The distinction is usually hard to notice unless you're looking at two pictures side by side. You need to go outside right now, folks, or right after the newscast anyway, and check out this morning's super blue blood moon. Well, yesterday at 4 o'clock was the deadline to run for office in the state of Kentucky, and here's the list of all the candidates running in Barron County elections. First Circuit Court Clerk Chrissy Cofield, she's the incumbent. She will run unopposed. In the county judge executive race, incumbent Democrat Michael Hale will have Freddie Joe Wilkerson and Gary Tillman running on the Republican ticket. For county attorney, Democrat Catherine Thomas is up against Republican Michael Richardson. For county clerk, Democrat Sherry Phillips Jones will take on Republicans Helena Chase Birdwell and Larry Hammer. In the race for sheriff, Democrat Kent Keene runs unopposed. In the race for jailer, incumbent Democrat Tracy Bellamy will go up against Justin Kirkpatrick and Lloyd Bean in the Democratic primary. And on the Republican side, it will be Aaron Bennett against Aaron Shirley. Democrat incumbent Brad Bailey, the PVA, will go against Kim Shipley. She's running on the Republican ticket. In the race for coroner, incumbent Tim Gibson will be up against Jason Forbes, both Democrats. When it comes to races for magistrate, District 1, Democrat John Bedingfield, the incumbent, will be up against Democrat Scotty Mitchell in the primary, and Jeffrey Botts is running unopposed on the Republican side. In District 2, Democrat Trent Riddle is up against Republican Bobby Burgess. District 3, Democrat Bud Terry is running against incumbent Republican Carl Dickerson. District 4, Democrat Trevor Phillips is up against Republican Tim Coomer. District 5, Democrat Beverly Harbison will have a primary race against Samuel Gray, and Republican Mark Bowman will have his primary against Eric Spillman. In the race for magistrate in District 6, incumbent Democrat Charles Allen will have a primary against Gary Minor, Billy Hampton, Samuel Monroe, and Candice Overstreet. Republican Kenneth Sarton is running for the 6th district seat unopposed. District 7, incumbent Democrat Billy Houchins up against Republican Samantha Saltzman. And in the race for constable, District 1, Democrat Michael Sublitz unopposed. District 2, Republican Stuart Huddleston is unopposed. District 3, incumbent Republican Charles David Bunch will run against Republican James Seeley. And in District 4, incumbent Charles Shaw will have a Democratic primary against Gary Allen Thomas and Rush Mosier, and Republican Dustin Neal is running unopposed for that seat. In District 5, Democrat Chris Furlong running unopposed, and District 6, Democrat Jason Logston against Democrat Sam Compton. And in the races in the city of Glasgow, incumbent Mayor Dick Doty will be up against Harold M.D. Armstrong. And in the race for city council, the following incumbents filed to run for re-election: Marna Kirkpatrick, Wendell Honeycutt, Freddie Norris, Gary Oliver, Chastity Lowry, Brad Gross, Greg Harris, Marlon Witcher, Patrick Gauntz. And in new additions to this year's council race, Gary Norman, Terry Bunnell, Libby Pruitt-Short, Jeffrey Jaggers, Corey Jones, Joe Trigg, Sherry Eubank, Stephen Greenwood, and Harold Carmack. You can find a complete list of all the Marion County candidates online, WCLUradio.com. Stay tuned tomorrow. We'll have the update of everybody running for office in Hart, Metcalfe, and Monroe counties. It's 6:16 a.m., 32 degrees.
At U.S. Bank,
Who will be the future face of Pettigo Lessenberry? Through expert analysis, we've confirmed their potential. With intense training, we've prepared them for any occurrence. We've taken their strengths and made them stronger. Now it's time to see what they're made of. Presenting the future face of ISU Pettigo Lessenberry Insurance.
Hello, I'm Jared Pursley.
And I'm Daniel Bird.
And we're more than prepared to serve you here at ISU Pettigo Lessenberry Insurance.
Growing with a proud community since 1902.
TJ Regional Health offers a vast array of medical services in our community. The TJ Health Pavilion is home to over 35 family and specialty physicians, Outpatient Services Center, the TJ Urgent Care, and the TJ Pavilion Pharmacy. The TJ Health Cave City Clinic is a walk-in medical care facility providing care 7 days a week with no appointment necessary. Stop by and visit one of our locations today.
Lessenberry do it. Caucus Chair David Meade, he's a Republican from Stanford, along with the primary co-sponsor, Democrat Joni Jenkins from Louisville, have filed a comprehensive measure to provide reforms that will improve the state's adoption and foster care systems. The bill is the first step in streamlining the actual placement of children into loving homes in a quick and affordable manner. House Bill 1 is based heavily off of recommendations from the House Adoption and Foster Care Working Group, which has worked diligently since May of 2017 to find solutions to the high cost and burdensome paperwork associated with adoption in Kentucky. Representative Meade, who co-chaired the work groups aiming to keep children from lingering too long in state custody, and whether that be moving them quicker through the foster care system or getting them adopted into homes. Among numerous highlights, the comprehensive bill creates more specific timelines for the termination of parental rights, establishes more accountability and oversight within the Cabinet of Health and Family Services, standardizes home studies to ensure safe homes in a more efficient manner, establishes a punitive father registry, and creates a separate child welfare committee in the State House of Representatives. The legislation also aims to give foster care parents a stronger voice in the process by expanding foster care advisory boards and allowing more parental input. Chairman Meade, along with co-chair Joni Jenkins, said the rest of the committee worked closely with the governor's office, First Lady Glenna Bevan, who's been an outspoken leader and advocate of adoption and foster care reform. Other key components of the bill include utilizing technology to reduce the large amount of paperwork required of social workers, as well as improving efforts to recruit and retain social workers. The latter goal received a large boost when Governor Bevan proposed adding $24 million to hiring and increasing pay for social workers, as well as a $10.8 million to improve the foster care placement process and adoption efforts in his 2-year budget proposal. Representative Meade serves the 80th House District, which encompasses Lincoln and part of Pulaski counties. He is the House Majority Caucus Chair. He was elected to office in 2010. And Kentucky will be phasing in a new rule saying people who get Medicaid have to work if they can. But a new national poll suggests voters could see that as part of a very unpopular pattern. Jeff Garin with the Hart Research says that nationally, voters already have a strong sense that the GOP health care policies are deeply unfair.
Targeting both Medicare and Medicaid for cuts in order to offset the cost of their tax cuts for the wealthy and large corporations. Republicans have put a very big target on their backs.
The new Medicaid work requirement will impact about 350,000 Kentucky adults, half of whom already work. Certain groups, including full-time students, pregnant women, and people with certain medical conditions, will be exempt. The Center for American Progress estimates work requirements would block benefits for more than 6 million people nationwide. Right now it's 6:20 a.m. on this Wednesday morning, a brisk 32 degrees.
I'm Laurel Mays with this week's Trojan Report.
Growth begins with an idea.
Country versus classy. Wednesday is Workout Wednesday. Teachers can pay $1 and wear jeans that will go toward donations for Colton Parsley, a 10-year-old student who was seriously injured in a sledding accident. Thursday and Friday, there is no school due to junior beta. Friday night is homecoming with the Trojans and Trojanettes taking on Hart County. Homecoming festivities will be at halftime of the boys' game. If you have any questions, please see Pep Club President Haley Greer. Here are this year's BCHS basketball homecoming candidates. Band, Bailey Froggett. Best Buddies, Kathy Salab. Beta, Caroline Kinsman. Broadcasting, Casey Lyle. Dance Team, Sarah Skaggs. FBLA, Laurel Mays. FCA, Rebecca Maxwell. FCCLA, Courtney Scoggins. FFA, Terry Ann Humphrey. Foreign Language, Aubrey Render. Green Team, Miranda Peacock. JROTC, Destiny Stinston. SAG Club, Savannah Goad. Y Club, Ann Claire Clemens. Yearbook, Hannah Griever. Pep Club, Freshman, Sydney Newberry and Allie Newberry. Sophomore, Miranda Tolsma. Junior, Maddie Murray. Senior, Hadley Hammer. Winter Sports, Freshman, Malin Newberry. Sophomore, Micah Burrell and Elizabeth Burnham. Junior, McKenna Burrell. Senior, Madison Beckham. Congratulations to BCHS golfer Michaela Wyatt, who signed a golf scholarship last Friday with Cincinnati Christian. Congratulations to the academic team. The quick recall team placed second at the Governor's Cup District Tournament and will advance to region. Nathan Hood, Lexi Mills, Tristan Houghton, Mackenzie Bird, and Rachel Sargent also qualified for region and written assessment. Earn free prom tickets. See Ms. Harris in room 27. Sell 2 boxes of chocolate and earn 1 free ticket. Sell 4 boxes and earn 2 free tickets. Prom is Saturday, April 21st at the Cave City Convention Center. Tickets are $40 before spring break and $50 after. The theme this year is A Waltz on the Water. FCA students from Barron County High will be hosting a night of worship on February 7th at 6:30 p.m. to share their Christian faith with fellow students at the inaugural event, Courts for Christ. All youth groups that meet on Wednesday nights are encouraged to move their gatherings to Trojan Gym. The guest speaker will be Wayne Dickens, the camp director for Western Kentucky University's FCA. FBLA is preparing for their regional conference, which will take place on Tuesday, February 27th in Owensboro at Kentucky Wesleyan College. All members were to have their $35 fees and signed parent forms into their advisor by Friday, January 26th. Members are encouraged to be taking practice tests you can get from your advisor, creating and practicing your presentations, and checking in with your advisor about what you need to be doing. The bus will leave on February 27th at 6:30 a.m. from the high school. And on the sports calendar. On Thursday, the girls' freshman and JV basketball teams are at Warren Central. Boys' freshman and JV basketball teams host Metcalfe County. And on Friday, it's homecoming at Barron County High as the Trojans and Trojanettes basketball teams host Hart County. On Saturday, the girls and boys' freshman basketball teams participate in the district tournament. And next Tuesday, the Trojans and Trojanettes basketball teams will have senior night as they host Russell County. For a daily rundown on what's happening at BCHS, tune in to our morning and afternoon student radio broadcast on our high school radio station, Trojan Radio 88.7 FM, and online at barronschools.com each day around 7:30 a.m. and 3 p.m. That is this week's Trojan Report from Barron County High, where we value pride through preparation, respect, integrity, determination, and excellence. We are BC.
From the Kentucky News Network, I'm Ed Huckleberry. Former Kentucky House Speaker Jeff Hoover has a clear road to re-election. He's unopposed for another term in the state House, even as he faces an ethics investigation.
No Republican or Democrat stepped forward before Tuesday's filing deadline to challenge longtime GOP State Representative Jeff Hoover. Hoover's rural district is a Republican stronghold. State Republican Party spokesman Trey Watson says it's no surprise Hoover is running unopposed, adding Hoover remains immensely popular in his district. Hoover has acknowledged he sent inappropriate but consensual text messages to a woman who once worked for the House Republican caucus. Hoover has denied sexual harassment. He stepped down as Speaker earlier this month but retained his House seat. I'm Suzanne Duvall.
Kentucky's top public safety official says the state's prisons will run out of space by May 2019. Justice Cabinet Secretary John Tilley says it would be possibly forcing the state to release thousands of nonviolent inmates early. Marshall County Sheriff Kevin Byers says the healing process is underway in that West Kentucky county. Looking back at last week's attack at the high school, he says the students and staff were nothing short of amazing during the attack that left 2 dead and more than a dozen injured.
These folks went back into the school. They weren't armed, but they cared for their student and their teachers. Those folks, in my opinion, are the real heroes because they cared for their own.
He says the healing began Monday night with a basketball game. In sports, it went down to the last shot last night at Rupp Arena.
Willis up the right side. Willis to the right wing. Fake, shoots a 3 for the win. No good. Kentucky wins over Vanderbilt on a driving quad A green layup. 83-81.
With the win, the 21st-ranked Cats are now 17-5 on the season. I'm Ed Huckleberry.
This
is the Kentucky News Network.
At the People's Bank, that idea is to give you the banking service you deserve. We carry out that idea in everything we do. In fact, it's become our motto, working for you. As that idea continues to grow, let us work for you at our new location, 1300 West Main Street, opening this summer. Let us be the place where your ideas begin, where you get the banking you deserve. Come grow with us. The People's Bank, working for you.
Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
TJ Regional Health offers a vast array of medical services in our community. The TJ Health Pavilion is home to over 35 family and specialty physicians, Outpatient Services Center, the TJ Urgent Care, and the TJ Pavilion Pharmacy. The TJ Health Cave City Clinic is a walk-in medical care facility providing care 7 days a week with no appointment necessary. Stop by and visit one of our locations today.
South Central Kentucky Monuments in Glasgow wants you to know that if you've recently lost a loved one or if you're thinking about a pre-need monument, they're here to make the process as stress-free as possible. With plenty of examples and a multitude of custom options, South Central Kentucky Monuments has the ability to offer you exactly what you want or help steer you in the right direction based on your preferences. Let my friends David, Jerry, and Adam Jesse provide the service and craftsmanship you deserve. To learn more, visit southcentralkymonuments.com.
Local news time from WCLU is 6:28. We're at 32 degrees. We'll check in with Ray Stajic, who will be talking about some teens for tomorrow night. In area funeral announcements this hour, Nona Mae Jeffries, age 83, of Savoy, died Tuesday. She was a member of the Savoy Baptist Church and is survived by a daughter, Carolyn Page, and husband, Jesse, of Savoy. Two granddaughters, Christy Haynes of Glasgow and Autumn Emerson and husband Chris of Savoy. Three great-grandchildren, Garen Haynes, Deanna, and Amelia Emerson. One sister, Wanda Ballou of Columbia, and one brother, Frank Stevens of Louisville. Services for Nona Mae Jeffries will be Thursday at 2 p.m. at the Savoy Baptist Church. Burial will be in the Jeffries Cemetery. Visitation today from 2 until 8 at Butler Funeral Home and after 9 Thursday at the church. Donations can be made to the Jeffries Cemetery at Savoy. James Terrell Dunnigan, age 103, of Horse Cave, died Tuesday at Signature Healthcare of Hart County. He attended the Echo Mission Church and was a World War II U.S. Army veteran, having served in Normandy and Central Europe, where he received 5 Bronze Stars. He was also a lifelong farmer. He was survived by a son, Danny Dunnigan of Greensburg, a granddaughter, Karen Dunnigan Hawk of Macon, Georgia, two grandsons, Kevin Dale Dunnigan of Alabama and David Thomas Dunnigan of Macon, Georgia. 4 great-grandchildren, Joshua Lewis, Tyler Lewis, Reynolds Hawk, and Anna Elizabeth Hawk. Special friends, Dreama Hayes Doss of Rowletts and Gail Cross of Griderville. Service for James Terrell Dunnigan will be at 1 o'clock on Thursday afternoon at the Wynn Funeral Home. Burial will follow in the Horse Cave Municipal Cemetery. Military honors provided by Glasgow DAV Chapter 20. Visitation will be from 2 until 8 today and after 9 Thursday. Services for Grace Ravenel Ranny Hensley Counts, age 90, of Elizabeth, Colorado, will be at noon on Saturday at Wynn Funeral Home. Burial to follow in the Horse Cave Municipal Cemetery. Visitation at Wynn Funeral Home at 11:30 on Saturday morning. Funeral services for Regina Mae Parrish Jones, age 84, of Burkesville, will be Friday afternoon at 2 o'clock at Norris New Funeral Home. Burial will be in the Burkesville Cemetery. Visitation begins at 3 p.m. Thursday afternoon and continues on Friday. The Norris New Funeral Home is in charge. Services for Ivory Marie Pierce Melton, age 86, of Glasgow, will be at 11 o'clock Saturday morning at the Big Meadow Baptist Church. Burial will be in the Big Meadow Church Cemetery. Visitation at A.F. Crow & Son Funeral Home on Friday from 2 until 8, continuing Saturday at the church from 9 until time for service. Funeral services for Rick Scroven Sr., age 66, of Park City, will be held at 11 o'clock Saturday at the Patton Funeral Home's Park City Chapel. Interment is to be in the Evergreen Cemetery. Visitation is from 3 until 7 on Friday and from 9 until 11 on Saturday. Funeral services for Janet Faye Pickett, age 79, of Edmonton, will be today at 1 o'clock at the Butler Funeral Home in Edmonton. Burial will follow the Maple Hill Cemetery. Service for Shanda N. Shea Shockley, age 24, of Glasgow, will be at 11 o'clock this morning at the Hatcher and Sadler Funeral Home, with burial to follow in the Pleasant Hill Cemetery at Randolph. Obituary information is available 24 hours a day at WCLUradio.com. No login is necessary.
Okay. Growth begins with an idea. At the People's Bank, that idea is to give you the banking service you deserve. We carry out that idea in everything we do. In fact, it's become our motto, working for you. As that idea continues to grow, let us work for you at our new location, 1300 West Main Street, opening this summer. Let us be the place where your ideas begin, where you get the banking you deserve. Come grow with us. The People's Bank, working for you.
Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
Glasgow Prescription Center is the culmination of my husband's professional career. When he took over GPC, he didn't want to be just good. He'd already done that. He wanted to be great. And I think his patients would agree that he's done just that. Could he get by with a smaller staff? Sure. The gift shop, the flower shop, delivery people, a brand new facility, none of those things are required to have a pharmacy, but that's why it's not just a good pharmacy, it's a great one. I'm really excited to see what Robert is going to do next because I know he's going to put his heart into it.
BR Tire. We're always on.
There during the morning newscast. Let's turn to local sports. Boy, an exciting night for basketball here in South Central Kentucky. Listen to this score. It was Barron County defeating Greenwood. Barron County 61, Greenwood 48. It was Glasgow losing to Monroe County in boys action. The final score, 61-48. The numbers are transposed, but that's the final of both of those ball games from last night. Russell County down Metcalfe County, 81-50. Hart County over Allen County, Scottsville, 46-42. Warren East, 83. Cumberland County, 73. And it was Bowling Green's boys over South Warren, 64-49. Girls action from last night. Monroe County down Glasgow, 56-48. Barron County over Greenwood, 51-33. It was Breckenridge County down in Caverna, 50-36. Russell County over Metcalfe County, 78-45. Owensboro Catholic, 58. Allen County, Scottsville, 46. Warren East, 51. Cumberland County, 17. South Warren, 69. Bowling Green, 30. That's a check of local sports.
We provide a necessary and vital service to our community.
Forecast is shaping up because we do have more of a transition, more of a bumpy ride, I guess. Here's the turn on the seatbelt sign here and go through the next several days, Ray.
Continuing to push now, some milder weather in, but colder weather once again on the way, and maybe two more bouts of some wintry precip between now and Sunday. Doesn't look like a bunch, especially with the first one coming in. The second one we'll keep our eyes on. Could be a little bit stronger system. Plenty of clear sky this morning, milder weather. And as we head through the day, mostly sunny. A southwest breeze, 54. Tonight, 44, becoming cloudy, maybe some showers around. I'd pack the rain gear along for tomorrow. Some rainfall coming on in as we get through the second part of the day and tomorrow night. We'll see that rain maybe briefly ending as a touch of snowfall. And then colder temperatures in the upper teens, so it could get a little slick Friday morning, and then sunny low 30s Friday afternoon, dry Saturday, but Sunday could have some rain and snow around once again. From the Weather Channel, I'm meteorologist Ray Stajic on WCLU, your home for local.
That's right. So he's referring to the winter weather, much like wrestling bouts. 2 or 3 bouts of winter weather coming through here. We'll just prepare for it and make sure that you're aware of the various things that could possibly happen. This morning, we're at 31 degrees. The humidity is at 65%. Barometer's dropping down at 30.21. And the winds are out of the south at 8 miles an hour. Not all the time at 8, but we've seen a few gusts there at 8 miles an hour. But if you look at the forecast, we're going to have some 23, 24 mile an hour gusts tomorrow afternoon. That's the way it is. 31 degrees. Good morning to you from WCLU at 6:36.
What will you begin in 2018?
And we answer the call. We know that's what keeps our loyal customers coming back season after season, year after year. With so many vying for your business, improving our service is not just a good practice, it's a necessity. From our easy-to-navigate website to our easy-to-deal-with service department, we work hard to make it easy for you to choose us. No one keeps you rolling like BR Tire on Lovers Lane in Bowling Green and West Main Street in Glasgow.
At PBI Bank, we pride ourselves on providing great customer service with a hometown feel. We invite you to come in and meet our friendly staff who can help you apply for a mortgage, apply for an ag loan, open an account, or help with any other banking service. Trust PBI Bank to be your banking partner for personal or business accounts. Come visit or call us today. We are a Kentucky-based community bank serving the Commonwealth for more than a century. Stop in or visit online at pbibank.com to learn more about what we can offer you.
What type of sermons have you been preaching lately? One man once said, "It's of no use to walk anywhere to preach unless we preach everywhere as we walk." He also said, "Preach the gospel at all times, and when necessary, use words." Statements like these are similar to the words of our Lord Jesus. Matthew 5:16, "Let your light shine before others so that they can see your good works and give glory to your Father who's in heaven." You see, our lives should be an open testimony to the fact that we know, love, and obey the living God. When other people observe the way we talk and how we conduct ourselves, it should be obvious that we know Jesus. So again, I ask you, what type of sermons have you been preaching lately? This has been Bart Warren for the South Green Street Church of Christ.
Let's talk about birthdays here at 6:38 now, 31 degrees. Coming up, we have something very special at Ralphie's Fun Center. Just the information on it just released, but it's going to be a pretty interesting weekend coming up on February the 10th. I'll get some more information in here and tell you about it, but something kind of different, something kind of fun, which, really that's what Ralphie's enjoys doing, is coming up with the fun stuff, and we'll be telling you more about that as we approach the 10th day of February. That's when that is scheduled to happen at Ralphie's, okay? Let me see here. I got a bunch of fine folks here to celebrate with, including a 60 gong that I owe Pauletta Deckard. Pauletta Deckard is 60 today. Not to be outdone, William Briggs, Angela's papa, is 61 today. We have Bridget Gross. Bridget is, having a birthday today. Also, I have, what do I have? I have Haley Hagan, very nice young lady, having a birthday. Ryan Turner is having a birthday. I have Carla Crane. Hayden Williams is 6 years old today. David Boyd Ross is 77. Chandler Smith is 13. Hunter Moore is 8. Genevieve Nunn is 72. We also have Brenda Ballard. Brenda is 49 today, we understand. Shannon McClellan with a birthday. Julie White. Julie is sweet 16. And we also have, Carter Collins. Carter Collins with a birthday. Randy Payne. Randy Payne is 65, and that's from his friends at good old THHS Temple Hill High School. Hope everybody has a great birthday today. It's all birthdays so far, but we will amass some anniversaries as we progress. And the phones are ringing right now, so it looks like there's more over there that I got to make sure I get. 651-9149 or 800-956-1023. Online, WCLUradio.com. Thank you to Ralphie's Fun Center. Glasgow is...
Berry Do-It Center is Glasgow's only locally owned hardware store, and that means a lot to me. Lesenberry's has been in business for over 100 years. I walk in the store, they know who I am, and I get the help that I need. For me, Lesenberry's is the easiest place for me to shop, simply because it's a local, family-owned business, and I feel comfortable when I'm there. And I'm glad there's still a place like that in Glasgow I can go to.
Hi, I'm Fred Parrish here at Parrish Carpet in Glasgow, Kentucky. My parents started this business over 50 years ago, so we know flooring here at Parrish Carpet. We have a large showroom and a big selection in stock. We do custom binding and we do free estimates. We've served a lot of people in the 50-plus years, and we'd like to thank each and every one of you. So if you have a flooring need, come see us at Parrish Carpet.
Priced for only $10,900. A 2007 Toyota Sienna, a really nice van, priced to move at just $5,700.
You'll be shocked when you get in that Sienna to see how much room there is.
It's a really good van, makes someone a really fine vehicle.
Don't let the cold weather scare you, because the savings are hot at Hurt Auto Sales, 621 West Main Street in Glasgow.
Just remember, there's no pain when you trade with Hurt.
Let me jump in here and tell you about a set of twins. That's right. We have Miss Erin and Miss Mary Crimmins. Erin and Mary Crimmins are 12 today, and a very proud grandmama called up to wish Erin and Mary a happy birthday today. Actually, that's the birthday bed. We're going backwards, not forwards. As we get into the archives today, yes, it's the final day of the month of January. We kind of got to wrap up what has been an absolutely stellar month in terms of historical facts about this place, interesting facts, things we learned. It's a great big thank you to the South Central Kentucky Cultural Center, archivists like Ray Green, like Gail Berry, and others, and we look forward to sharing today the final day of the month of January, made possible by the folks at Tony Hogan Health Clinic and Joseph A. Wade Industrial Hardware Services.
You can feel the difference at Tony Hogan Health Clinic. Tony goes above and beyond when it comes to your health care, from opening early at 7:30 to giving his personal number to patients, just in case.
This is Nurse Practitioner Tony Hogan. If you're already a patient, I want to thank you. If you're not, give me an opportunity to show you the difference. I truly care about your health and well-being.
Call me, Mandy, at Tony Hogan Health Clinic, and let's get you set up with an appointment. 651-6707, or come by at the corner of North Race and Cherry Streets in Glasgow.
15,000 inventory items, custom brake hoses while you wait, cylinder repair. Is there anything Joseph A. Wade can't do? Well, one thing's for sure, Joseph A. Wade Incorporated serves a large community of people who believe there's no job they can't do, and that's the same attitude Joseph A. Wade has in their line of work. So for the smallest screws, Allen wrenches, or drill bits, or even a 5-stage hydraulic cylinder measuring 25 feet in length, Joseph A. Wade's motto, no problem. Joseph A. Wade Incorporated, 311 Industrial Drive, Glasgow.
All right, it's time to go down memory lane. Actually, it looks like it's time to go down West Main Street.
I know. I was running everywhere trying to look at the.
For the people on the EPB Channel 6, as well as our Facebook Live folks from around the world, you're seeing a full. It's the blue moon, right?
It's the super blue blood moon.
Super blue blood moon.
Right.
And I know that.
Actually, folks, seriously, check it out. It's really neat. It's in the very low western sky. If you don't look now, you're not going to be able to see it.
Well, we had on the CBS News top of the hour, Deborah Rodriguez was trying to say what you just said.
Yeah.
And she couldn't say it.
It's tough sometimes.
So say it again.
Super blue blood moon.
Okay. Let's go back 100 years and take a gander at what got us here.
Okay.
Because, this is the wrap-up for January. This is it. Historically speaking, it was this day in 1918 that Mr. Henry Shader lost his household goods, all of them, by fire one night last week. Mr. Shader is working on the railroad, and he was living in Highland Park up in Louisville. Well, the house caught on fire when none of the family were at home, and nothing was saved, and there was no insurance. Mrs. Shader and the children have been staying with friends here since, but they will soon be keeping house again.
Well.
So that's a positive way to, how terrible would it be to lose everything?
I'm saying.
And you don't have any insurance and you don't have anything left, but, before you know it, we'll be back up and running.
There you go.
Also in 1918, wrapping it up here with the successful meeting. This was in the Republican.
A what?
Successful meeting.
Okay.
That's what the headline says.
I thought that was kind of like a unicorn. Are they real?
No, this is successful meeting.
There's a lot of meetings. I'm just,
Well, here.
Not a whole lot of them.
Watch out for blasphemy here because I'm fixing to tell you about
Uh-oh.
it. The meeting at the Baptist Church,
Uh-oh.
conducted by the pastor, assisted by Reverend H.M. Wharton of Baltimore, is attracting large and interesting audiences and creating a profound impression among the people. Mr. Wharton is a strong and convincing speaker who has wide experience and has traveled much. Those who hear him will be richly repaid. How's that for painting a picture?
Sounds pretty good to me.
That's right. You're going to be richly repaid for listening over at this successful meeting. Now you can see why it was a successful meeting.
Right.
1918. 1928. Interesting way to explain some things here, but
Okay.
follow along.
Okay.
The writers of the teens and 20s, they weren't presuming that, that you didn't have some sense of understanding how to read these words. For example, Monday night, Mr. Riley Barber of the Poplar Springs section had a narrow escape from a ducking, if nothing worse.
From what?
A ducking.
You got attacked by a duck?
No, it has nothing to do with that. But here's the story.
What?
He left home with the understanding that he would go to church at Temple Hill and then home. So after an hour or two after he should have been home, his wife called his father, Mr. L.D. Barber, which is a mile or two away, and reported that he was long overdue. Well, a searching party was organized and found Mr. Barber sitting in his Ford in the middle of Glover's Creek, where he had been for hours. It was 1:30 in the morning, and Mr. Barber's car had gone dead with the water running over the wheels and running swift. The father rode up to the car, and Riley was glad to leap up behind on the horse.
What?
And he let the blame of the little Ford stand in the creek until daylight.
You don't call that a ducking.
Yeah, that's what I said. Well, it's because I think the writer's saying...
Like he ducked out of church?
Yeah, that's right. He didn't really want to go, so, he didn't want to go to church so bad that he drove the car into the creek.
It would have been so much better if he'd gotten,
and sat there.
If he got like a wrestling match with a duck on the way to church. Then.
Yeah, no, that would have been... But, hey, this is pretty cool because the wife is saying, where is he? And then she called her father-in-law saying, where is he?
I'm sure she said it just like that. Where is he?
Yeah, that's right. So they
She's
found him,
like, you better go find him.
So he had to... could be one of those tongue-in-cheek attacks on machines,
I'm saying.
Yeah, a darn horse wouldn't quit in the middle of the creek.
I still would have liked to have heard that he got in a brawl with a duck.
That's right. Well, anyway, the writer said he was ducking from church.
There you go. Better than those cat videos.
Now, where does that fit in this conversation?
I got to plug stuff where I can.
Okay, all right, that's fine. Let me go to 1938.
Okay.
I've got the story of, this is actually a postman from way back. It's actually Buddy Underwood and Miriam Gibson's grandfather.
Okay.
This is Mr. F.C. Underwood, the clever, faithful, and accommodating letter carrier, has the sympathy of his patrons in the loss of his non-skid change somewhere in the city. It will be recalled that Mr. Underwood inaugurated change for pedestrians some 3 years ago following a heavy sleet. They were made by securing 2 dog chains and wrapping them around his feet, practically assuring an upright position while delivering the mail.
Oh, wow.
Well, the plan was not universally adopted, but Mr. Underwood used them successfully on icy streets. Now one of his safety devices is gone, and will be required the purchase of another unless some kind of friend finds the missing one and returns it. So when it thaws out, actually when you see a chain laying like on a sidewalk, it could very well be Mr. F.C. Underwood's
There you go.
chains that he was going to use to make sure that he delivered the mail no matter what.
There you go.
If you had to invent something to get it there.
Rain, sleet, snow,
He
rain.
did it. So that's a neat story about Mr. Underwood, Mr. F.C. Underwood. Clever and faithful and
you go.
accommodating. What more would you want to be referred to as?
He's like the MacGyver of mail carriers.
That's right. 1948. This is, we're wrapping up the news in January 1948 with, actually, this is out of Tompkinsville. The James Chisholm Post of the American Legion last week dedicated their new American Legion home in Tompkinsville in 1948. The new structure has a ground floor auditorium with stage and dressing rooms and a full-size basement equipped with tables, cooking facilities, showers, and a heating plant.
Well.
Commander Darrell Carter was in charge of the dedicatory ceremony. So 1948 it was, and I remember playing football over at Darrell Carter Stadium. I don't know if it's the same guy or not, but nonetheless, sounded like he was a man who made a difference. 1948.
For sure.
And also we have news out of Etoile here in 1948 to wrap up January. The Etoile 4-H Club was selected as the most outstanding club in this territory.
Because they heard that.
Here in January of 1948, the Mr. T.G. Layton, who was the manager of Kentucky Utilities, is going to present a $50 award to the club at their next meeting.
Who doesn't like $50?
Now, that's a pretty big deal, to win the best club in the area, and then the big wig from KU is coming down here to give him the $50 personally.
The big wig.
That's right, from 1948 it was. 48, yeah, 1948. I got to make sure that I don't leave anything, in the background, in the smoke as it clears.
There you go.
Like Mr. Underwood's chains.
I know, that's right.
All right, here we go to 1958. Charles Allen Bradshaw was elected the Master of Lodge number 24 F&AM at the annual election this day in 1958. Other officers elected were James G. Atwell, Senior Warden, Warren Willoughby, Junior Warden, J.H. Branstetter, Treasurer, Carl K. Jackson, Secretary, V.E. Ice, the Tyler, and that's the name of the office of the outer guard of a Masonic lodge. Actually, this is a note from Ray Green, who always wants to make sure we don't mess this stuff up. Ray gives us little things in parentheses, but Ray says the Tyler is the name of the office of the outer guard of the Masonic lodge. You got to talk to the Tyler to get in, I think.
Ray cracks me up.
William H. Rogers, the senior deacon. Hubert D. Gregory, the junior deacon. Thomas F. Foster, the senior steward. Carlos Wilson, the junior steward. And William M. Payne, the chaplain. Now, if you grew up around here and know a lot about the people that got stuff done and made a difference in our community, that is a laundry list of fine gentlemen who made a difference in everything they did, and it sounds to me like, particularly in their lodge, the master of the Allen Lodge.
So, no, they don't have like officers that serve like all the time, every time, like Rotary, right?
Right. No, that's right.
Like Charlie Goodman is the all-time sergeant of arms forever, no matter what happens.
Yeah. Well, I mean, if we could go back pretty far and come up with a couple others, but
he's my favorite.
Yeah. Well, he's good, very good indeed. So that's what was going on with the lodge there, wrapping up January of 1968. I'm sorry, January of 58, because we've already wrapped up. I think we've done everything in 68 here.
Okay.
Let me double check right here. We got that. Yes. I believe we have covered everything. But it was a great month for sure in 1968 of January. Now let's move forward right here to 1978. Here's some of the historical facts that we're going to etch in stone as we wrap up January over the past 100 years. We have this day in 1978, Ralph Dunbar of Route 6 Glasgow was one of 5 Kentuckians who traveled to Washington, D.C. for the American Farm Movement. Pretty cool. Mr. Dunbar pulled up stakes and said, yeah, I'm going. I'm going to support the farmers.
I'm going to go up there and do something.
Going to Washington, D.C. This day in 1978, there was an advertisement in the Glasgow Daily Times for the Youth Hut.
What?
The Youth Hut.
What is the Youth Hut?
It was on the square in Edmonton. They were having a sale, 1/2 off of all winter merchandise. at the Youth Hut.
Like a clothing store.
Yeah, that's what it is, like the Youth Hut.
I was thinking like a dance club.
Well, I mean,
I imagine like a little tiki bar and like little palm trees.
You're going out the wrong door.
I'm still back on ducking. I was
That's
just
right.
like some feathers flying.
Also in 1978, here's what was on TV. If you wanted to come in on Tuesday nights and watch TV, well, at 7 o'clock, Black Beauty Part 1 was coming on. Celebrity Challengers.
Never heard of it.
Sexes, Shields, and Yarnell.
What?
in the world was that?
I have no idea.
It's I really can't draw any conclusions.
What was it called again?
Sexes, Shields, and Yarnell.
Sexes, Shields, and Yarnell.
Yeah, that was on TV at 7 o'clock on Tuesday night.
Huh.
And then also, of course, it didn't have a chance because they were on the other channel was Happy Days and Laverne and Shirley. So that's why you hadn't heard of these other shows, because they were mowed down by the Fonz and Laverne and Shirley.
I did like the Fonz.
1988. This was the day that a flu-like virus spread through the area. Barron County School System canceled classes. They weren't messing with the flu. Apparently it was strong enough to say, we got to get well.
Right.
And that was what they did in 88. Also this day in 1988, Horse Cave State Bank announces promotions of Sue Bunnell to Executive Vice President and Robert A. Strickland as the Senior Vice President.
That's Bob Strickland.
Yeah.
And everybody knows Sue Bunnell.
Yeah.
Everybody.
I saw her out having dinner on Sunday with her beau and some friends, and she's always a very pleasant lady to be around.
Every single time.
1998, what do we have? Well, hold on. Let me make sure I've got 88 done here. Let me turn the page, as Bob Seger once said. Whoops, I got some more. We have the farmers market officers elected here in 1988. Cecil Bowman's the president. John Robert Miller, the vice president.
John Robert Miller.
He's involved. It's Francis Chapman, the secretary, and Fidel Chapman Jr., the treasurer, for 1988. And here's a blast from the past. In 1988, an advertisement this very day. This was in the Glasgow Daily Times for Lee's Famous Recipe at 621 Happy Valley Road. They were having a leap year sale on February the 29th, and you get a 3-piece chicken dinner for $1.99. Pint of livers, $1.19. Well, I thought you might want those to nibble on in the newsroom.
Like every now and then.
That's right.
As long as they're right out of the fry and they're real crispy, I can dip them in ketchup and eat them.
Here's an 8-piece thrift pack for $2.50 off the regular price.
Thrift pack of livers?
No, I think it's an 8-piece of, I guess it's 8 pieces of whatever you want.
I thought I don't know discount liver.
That's right. That's right.
Ugh.
Almost out of date livers.
It's still good, I promise. No, it's not.
And 1998, here we have, this one is one that people still scratch their heads about. And we were in the middle of it here in 1998. Motorcycle helmet law heads to the Senate. A choice to use or not use.
I have never understood why you have to wear a seatbelt, but you don't have to wear a helmet.
Yeah, well, I mean, it's very much debated here in 1998. This day in 1998, Dr. John Downing, Glasgow ophthalmologist, performed the first intraocular bifocal lens implant.
Say that 3 times fast.
Well, wait, let me get the next one. This is the intraocular bifocal lens implant. It was only the second one in Kentucky, using T.J. Sampson's new faciomultiplication machine.
What?
That's what it could be, or it could be a phacoemulsification machine.
Why don't they just name it something like
I don't know, like PMC or something.
Yeah, or here's the eye machine.
Yeah. Anyway, but hey, you know, there's nothing like being on the leading edge.
There you go.
And finally, let's wrap it up here in 2008. This was in this is the Barron County Progress 2008 news of the new EMS building that's proposed to the Barron County Fiscal Court members to be built on Kentucky 90, which, was much needed there, a little bit closer to Cave City.
Right.
Also, Temple Hill Homemakers met and welcomed Sue Emberton as the new member this day in 2008. Ruthine Knuckles and Earlene Franklin gave the lesson on design, style, and color trends.
Well, there you go.
Sounds like you could learn a lot by headed out there to the Temple Hill Homemakers. Let's see, where did I thought I was, here it is, the Park City Students of the Month. I promised everybody, I did Temple Hill yesterday. I'm going to do Park City from 10 years ago. Here we have the Students of the Month.
Okay.
Nevin Jones, Casey Frazier, Grant Gardner, Tori Buckley, Cassie Houchins, Mary Reynolds, Caitlin Walker, Jansen Mitchell, Hannah Ward, Charity Larimore, Zachary Fawns, Kim Parmley, Harley Davidson, Kiki Pointer, Shelby Cooper, Kelton Wyatt, and Chloe Furlong.
We know Mary Reynolds.
That's right, we do. She used to work here.
Eli Dennis is the Park City student of today.
Yeah? So,
The official WCLU student of today.
well, I'm glad to have that down there.
And that's just my nephew. I'm just trying to give him a plug.
Okay, well-
He's at Park City Elementary.
Okay, well, I mean, it's excellent school for sure.
And happy 61st birthday to my dad.
Yeah?
What about that?
Well, what are you fixing him?
Oh, no, I didn't go that far.
Okay.
I will tell you that I Googled sexist shields and Farrell or whatever.
Yeah.
And an article from People came up called Attack of the 6-Foot Women.
Okay, is that what that is?
I have no idea.
All right. Sounds like one of those movies Channel 5 used to show after school.
There you go. Goodness.
All right,
The
so we've
after-school specials?
Huh?
The after-school specials?
The after school, yeah, they come home and watch TV. That was the beginning of corrupting young kids back there.
I'm telling you.
In the day.
Everything was like perfectly, it went from chaos to perfection
that's
in a
right.
half hour.
Yes, it was. Now, that's where I'm wrapping up the month of January, and I want to say a great big thank you to the folks who do the digging. A great big thank you to our sponsors, the Tony Hogan Health Clinic and Joseph A. Wade Industrial Hardware Services. We will get back to it tomorrow. Wonder what February's going to bring, Angela.
There's no telling.
Now, I can tell you it will
Growth
be
begins
fabulous.
with
And we really enjoy it each and every day. We kind of, we sit here and take the cream off of the top by getting to share this stuff. And the folks who do the digging really make a difference.
Mm-hmm.
And we are at 7:03. We better quickly jump into the weather forecast. South Central Bank says it's going to get cold.
South Central Bank is a locally owned bank that cares about you and our community, too.
My name's Roger Mercer. My wife and I, Terry, own Southern Kentucky Collision here in Glasgow. It's a collision repair center. We've been dealing with South Central Bank for probably 23, 24 years. They've always been good to us, our hometown bank. South Central Bank has been a really big part of our business as far as the growth. They've been there for us when we needed to borrow money to grow, and we appreciate that very much from South Central Bank.
South Central Bank, small enough to know you, big enough to help. Member FDIC.
Good-looking weather as we head through today. A southwest wind will continue to kick up, and you will notice the difference. Milder weather on the way. Shouldn't be too bad after highs only in the upper 30s. Yesterday, we shoot into the mid-50s this afternoon. As we head on through tonight, the next change comes in. Maybe some showers with a cloudy sky, mid-40s. Tomorrow we'll get some steadier rain as the day goes on in the upper 40s. And then colder air coming in as rain may briefly end as a little bit of snow tomorrow night. Could get slick with some wet streets freezing over as we fall into the upper teens tomorrow night. Friday, plenty of sunshine, cold, low 30s. Then maybe another rain-snow event possible by Sunday. I'm meteorologist Ray Stidgick, a Weather Channel, WCLU, your home for local.
31 degrees. That's where we've stopped dropping right now here at WCLU. The winds are out of the west at 8 miles an hour. And this weather update brought to you by your friends at South Central Bank. It's 7:04. I got Vivian Strange on the phone. Vivian is like me. She enjoyed going home after school and watching TV. Now, Vivian's going to tell us the name of that television show that came on after school. What is it, Vivian?
It was called The Big Show.
The Big Show.
Yeah.
All right. Now, what all happened at the Big Show? They have different, I remember a few spider movies.
Yeah, the worst one I ever watched, it scared me so bad. It was the Killer Shrews or something like that.
Oh, the Killer Shrews.
Yeah.
That does sound scary, Vivian.
Yeah.
And now that was The Big Show.
Yeah, we're telling our age.
Yeah, that's right. But I don't mind telling my age. I'm just glad to be able to smile.
Yeah.
Now, Vivian, was that the one where? What's the one where you could honk Bobo's nose? Do you remember that?
No, I don't.
Okay,
Well, I
well,
do, but I can't think right.
yeah, well, we'll work that out. It's definitely an archival trivia question for sure.
Yeah.
All right, the Big Show. Yeah, you go over there and it'd be some usually it was I don't know, some fairly scary stuff.
Yeah, it was.
You think about there were probably all types of child psychiatrists writing all types of bad things because, you leave school and then go home and you're allowed to watch the Big Show with the killer shrews.
Yeah, I remember sometimes I'd get behind the couch and peek out behind it. It was scary.
See, this was serious television.
Oh, yeah.
Serious, scary television. All right, Vivian, well, thanks for sharing that this morning, okay?
All right, you're welcome.
Okay, bye-bye. All right, Vivian Strange, yeah. She's seen the Big Show. There was no, no controls or whatever as far as if it looked scary, it looked like a kid would like it, it was on the Big Show. We're coming back with the Big Show trivia next.
The new year is beginning, which means huge savings to you.
Hi, I'm Fred Parrish here at Parrish Carpet in Glasgow, Kentucky. My parents started this business over 50 years ago, so we know flooring here at Parrish Carpet. We have a large showroom and a big selection in stock. We do custom binding and we do free estimates. We've served a lot of people in the 50-plus years, and we'd like to thank each and every one of you. So if you have a flooring need, come see us at Parrish Carpet.
Growth begins with an idea. At the People's Bank, that idea is to give you the banking service you deserve. We carry out that idea in everything we do. In fact, it's become our motto, working for you. As that idea continues to grow, let us work for you at our new location, 1300 West Main Street, opening this summer. Let us be the place where your ideas begin, where you get the banking you deserve. Come grow with us. The People's Bank, working for you.
Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
Hi, I'm Fred Parrish here at Parrish Carpet in Glasgow, Kentucky. My parents started this business over 50 years ago, so we know flooring here at Parrish Carpet. We have a large showroom and a big selection in stock. We do custom binding and we do free estimates. We've served a lot of people in the 50-plus years, and we'd like to thank each and every one of you. So if you have a flooring need, come see us at Parrish Carpet.
But before we do that, I got to tell you what Mark Coates wants me to tell you about today, because this is a big deal. This is a big-time shift in gears, because for a very limited time at Long John's, starting today, for a very limited time, Long John's is going to be featuring not one but two double cheeseburgers. These are 1/3 pound double cheeseburgers. Get two of them for $6 for a very short period of time. Well, I don't know how short the period of time is. Mark just says it's a limited time. Not one, but two 1/3 pound double cheeseburgers for $6. Wow. Don't let this one go away before you get the chance to take advantage of it several times. You can take the whole family out there and get a lot of beef for not a lot of money. That's at Long John's. It starts today. Okay, now here we go with the trivia question. 651-914-9800-956-1023. It's going to be the last trivia question for the month of January. And we've had a great time here with Long John's being the sponsor of trivia. Folks enjoy winning. Let's see how we do today. 651-9149 or 800-956-1023. The question is as follows. What was the original name of Google? You know, now it's become, I guess, a verb. It's you Google everything. Well, what was the original name of Google? The original name of Google. Make sure I got my notes over here so I can explain this a little more. You know, Google wasn't always called Google. It started off being called something else. What's the original name of Google? Hello, trivia.
Back rub.
That's it. Sound very authoritative to me.
Well, Well, it just come from nowhere, Henry. This is Mark Woodcock.
Hey, Mark, how you doing?
Doing just fine.
He came from nowhere, huh?
Yeah, it did.
I came from nowhere, too.
Yeah,
Mark
we all did,
Woodcock. Let me write your name down here, but it won't write. So, what did you use to look that up?
Alexa.
Oh, okay. So, wait a minute. Google is a thing of the past?
Apparently, it is at the Woodcock house.
That's right. It's also, back rub is a thing of the past, too, Mark.
Yeah, they are.
I don't know why my ink pen won't write your name on this paper. Mark Woodcock. Well, it's pretty interesting. Let me get over here and see what the explanation of this is.
Yes, I would be interested in that.
Larry Page and Sergey Brin created back rub while they were students at Stanford, but they changed the name to Google after about a year.
Mm-hmm.
And there's a more explanation of that. I've been, in preparing for today. That something about, settling in, get a back rub, and learn something.
Mm-hmm.
But they just didn't think that back rub would, make a lasting impression. But I think Google is going to be around a while.
I think so, Henry.
All right, Mark. Come on by. We'll send you out for, actually, not a back rub, but a fish and more.
All right, old buddy.
At Long John's A&W, okay?
Looking
don't
forward
forget,
to it.
What about that double cheeseburger thing I just talked about?
Well, that sounded like a heck of a deal. I told Vivian, I said, did you hear that? We may have that for supper tonight.
That's right. It's not one, but two double cheeseburgers.
For $6.
That's right. That is certainly money management at its finest.
Absolutely.
Mark, have a good day, sir. Thanks for playing and winning.
All right, Henry. Thank you.
Bye-bye. Mark Woodcock. Yep, he wins. He closes the volume for January, but we'll open it wide open tomorrow. And thanks to Long John's for sponsoring trivia.
CBS News Special Report.
I'm Deborah Rodriguez. President Trump focuses on the economy, infrastructure, and immigration in his first State of the Union address.
We have gone forward with a clear vision and a righteous mission to make America great again for all Americans.
Mr. Trump tipped his hat to tax reform.
We enacted the biggest tax cuts and reforms in American history.
The president challenged Congress to fix a broken immigration system and warned deadly gangs, drugs, and violent immigrants are threatening the American way of life. Political reporter Caitlin Huey-Burns.
The rhetoric and the tone, particularly invoking MS-13 several times, I think will really repel a lot of Democrats on immigration.
Before his speech, Mr. Trump signed an order to keep Guantanamo Bay open. CBS News Special Report. I'm Deborah Rodriguez.
Sandy Kerr of Glasgow is proof that dental implants from Dr. Jim Thurman and Glasgow Dental Care are appropriate at any age, particularly with the kind of problems she was having.
You cannot eat. It's hard to talk. It's very uncomfortable. You lose all your confidence. You can put up with it if you have the nerve. I didn't. I'm still young.
And sometimes it can be downright scary.
We went to a wedding in Orlando at Walt Disney World. In riding one of the rides, I realized that I couldn't scream because my teeth would fall out. So I had to grit my teeth so they wouldn't fall out.
So Sandy began the implant process with Dr. Thurman, and the process had a positive effect on her.
I do not regret doing it. I learned so much, and the people and associates out there are great, friendly, offer to help you any chance they can. They're just family now.
The bottom line is,
it changes your life completely.
Call for an appointment at 270-651-5939. Glasgow Dental Care. Doctors Thurman, Cassidy, and Riley.
I'm Jared Pursley. And I'm Daniel Bird. As recent history tells us, disasters can happen. It's impossible to prepare for everything, but it is possible to prepare for what happens next. And that's where we come in. At ISU Pettigo-Lessenberry Insurance Agency, we can provide you with many options as an independent agency. And it's our job to make sure you know about all the what-ifs so that your policy has you prepared for what happens next. So just ask us. We'd be honored that you did. Just give us a call at 651-8837. We're ISU Pettigo-Lessenberry Insurance Agency, growing with a proud community since 1902.
This is WCLU Glasgow, WCLU FM Unfordville, W253BN Glasgow, services of Royce Radio Incorporated.
7:15, 31 degrees. Looks like we're going to get colder as we approach the weekend, maybe some teens by early on Friday morning. We'll let Ray explain that in a few minutes, but let's go to the newsroom now. WCLU News Director Angela Briggs. Good morning, Angela.
Good morning, Henry. This morning was the super blue blood moon. During the early hours this morning, there will be a full moon, a total lunar eclipse, a blue moon, and a super moon, all at the exact same time. Now, while none of these things are really all that unusual by themselves, what makes it rare is they're happening all together on one day. Now, like the Earth, half the moon is illuminated by the sun at any one time. The moon orbits around the Earth, and as a result, we see different amounts of the lit up side. Now, a full moon happens when we see its entire lit up side. This occurs every 29 and a half days when the moon's directly opposite the sun relative to Earth. Now, the moon's orbit is tilted by about 5 degrees relative to the Earth's orbit, so most of the time the moon ends up a little above or below the path Earth follows as it revolves around the sun. But twice in each lunar cycle, the moon does cross into our planet's orbital plane. Now, if that crossing corresponds to a full moon, the moon will pass into Earth's shadow, resulting in a total lunar eclipse. Now, since the moon needs to be behind the Earth relative to the sun, a lunar eclipse can only happen on a full moon. Now, when a lunar eclipse happens, the moon appears to darken as it moves into Earth's shadow, called the umbra. Now, when the moon is all the way in the shadow, it doesn't go completely dark. Instead, it actually looks red due to a process called Rayleigh scattering. The gas molecules of Earth's atmosphere scatter blue wavelengths of light from the sun, while the redder wavelengths pass straight through. This is why we have blue skies and red sunrises and sunsets. Now, when the sun is high in the sky, red light passes straight through to the ground, while blue light is scattered in every direction, making it more likely to hit your eye when you look around. So during a sunset, the angle of the sun's lower in the sky, and that red light instead passes directly into your eyes, while the blue light is scattered away. Now, in the case of a lunar eclipse, the sunlight that makes it around Earth passes through our atmosphere and is refracted toward the moon. So the blue light's filtered out, leaving the moon looking reddish during an eclipse. On top of it all, the full moon is also considered a blue moon. Now, there are two different types of blue moon. The first is any time a second full moon happens in a single month. So since there are 29 and a half days between full moons, we usually end up with one full moon a month. With most months longer than that, though, it occasionally works out that we have 2 full moons every month. Now, finally, to add the cherry on top of all this morning's moon's also a supermoon. The moon's orbit's not perfectly circular, meaning its distance from Earth varies as it goes through the cycle. The closest point is called the perigee. Now, the full moon happens near perigee. It's called a supermoon to some. Its proximity makes it seem just a little bit bigger and brighter than usual, but that's about the extent of its effects on Earth. The distinction is usually hard to notice unless you're looking at 2 pictures side by side. Now, when it comes to election 2018, the filing deadline was 4 o'clock yesterday. And when it comes to Barron County's filings, here's a complete list. Incumbent Chrissy Cofields is going to continue to be the circuit court clerk. She's running unopposed as a Democrat. Democrat incumbent Judge Executive Michael Hale will be up against Republicans Freddie Joe Wilkerson and Gary Tillman. In the race for county attorney, it's Democrat Catherine Thomas up against Republican Michael Richardson. For county clerk, Democrat Sherry Jones is running against 2 Republicans, Larry Hammer and Helena Chase Birdwell. Democrat incumbent Sheriff Kent Keene's running unopposed. When it comes to the race for jailer, incumbent Democrat Tracy Bellamy will have 2 primary opponents, Democrat Justin Kirkpatrick and Lloyd Bean. When it comes to the Republican side of the jailer's race, Aaron Shirley and Aaron Bennett. In the race for PVA, it's incumbent Democrat Bad Bailey against Republican Kim Shipley. Coroner Democrat Tim Gibson will be up against Democrat Jason Forbes. When it comes to magistrate in District 1, Democrat John Benningfield will have a primary against Scotty Mitchell, and Republican Jeffrey Botts is running unopposed on that side. District 2, Trent Riddle, he's the incumbent Democrat, will be up against Republican Bobby Burgess. In District 3, Democrat Bud Terry is up against incumbent Republican Carl Dickerson. In District 4, Democrat Trevor Phillips is up against Republican Tim Coomer. District 5, Democrat Beverly Harbison, Democrat Samuel Gray, and Chris Beckham, also a Democrat, will be running on that side. District 5's Republican side, Mark Bowman and Eric Spillman. And in District 6, Democrat Charles Allen will have a 5-way primary going up against Gary Minor, Billy Hampton, Samuel Monroe, and Candice Overstreet. On the Republican side of District 6, it's Kenneth Sarton. District 7, Democrat incumbent Billy Houchins up against Republican Samantha Salzman. In the race for Constable, District 1's Democrat Michael Sublitz running unopposed. District 2, Republican Stuart Huddleston is unopposed. District 3, Republican Charles David Bunch, he's the incumbent, will be up against Republican James Seeley. District 4, Democrat incumbent Charles Shaw have a three-way primary against Gary Allen Thomas and Rush Mosier. Republican Dustin Neal is running for District 4 as well. District 5, Democrat Chris Furlong is running unopposed. District 6, Democrat Jason Logson against Democrat Sam Compton. And District 7, Democrat incumbent George Buddy Houchins is running unopposed. In the city of Glasgow, incumbent Mayor Dick Doty will be up against Harold M.D. Armstrong for mayor. And when it comes to the city council, the following incumbents filed for re-election: Marna Kirkpatrick, Wendell Honeycutt, Freddie Norris, Gary Oliver, Chastity Lowry, Brad Gross, Greg Harris, Marlon Witcher, and Patrick Gauntz. When it comes to city council folks filing, we got Gary Norman, Terry Bennell, Libby Pruitt Short, Jeffrey Jaggers, Corey Jones, Joe Trigg, Sherry Eubank, Stephen Greenwood, and Harold Carmack. To see this complete list, you can go online to WCLUradio.com. You can also be sure to tune in tomorrow, where I'll give updated filings for Hart, Metcalf, and Monroe. It's 7:22 a.m. on this Wednesday morning, a brisk 31 degrees.
At the People's Bank in Glasgow, we believe that people still like the friendly atmosphere of a
That'll be
community bank.
$349.07. Sir, I can't take that, and that's only about $120 anyway.
But the Magic Man pays 3 times face value at Glasgow Coin and Jewelry. Watch this.
We can make that happen.
Top dollar guaranteed.
Not to be confused with Magic Mike.
Growth begins with an idea. At the People's Bank, that idea is to give you the banking service you deserve. We carry out that idea in everything we do. In fact, it's become our motto, working for you. As that idea continues to grow, let us work for you at our new location, 1300 West Main Street, opening this summer. Let us be the place where your ideas begin, where you get the banking you deserve. Come grow with us. The People's Bank, working for you.
Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
Who will be the future face of Pettigo Lessenberry? Through expert analysis, we've confirmed their potential. With intense training, we've prepared them for any occurrence. We've taken their strengths and made them stronger. Now it's time to see what they're made of. Presenting the future face of ISU Pettigo Lessenberry Insurance.
Hello, I'm Jared Pursley.
And I'm Daniel Bird.
And we're more than prepared to serve you here at ISU Pettigo Lessenberry Insurance.
Growing with a proud community since 1902.
Hi, I'm Fred Parrish here at Parrish Carpet in Glasgow, Kentucky.
In more local news, House Majority Caucus Chair David Meade from Stanford, along with primary co-sponsor Democrat Joni Jenkins of Louisville, filed a comprehensive measure to provide reforms that will improve Kentucky's adoption and foster care systems. Now, the bill is the first step in streamlining the actual placement of children into loving homes in a quick and affordable manner. House Bill 1 is based heavily off recommendations from the House Adoption and Foster Care Working Group, which has worked diligently since May of last year to find solutions to the high cost and burdensome paperwork associated with adoption in Kentucky. Representative Meade, who co-chaired the work group, is aiming to keep children from lingering too long in state custody, and whether that be moving them quicker through the foster care system or adopted into homes. Among numerous highlights, the comprehensive bill creates more specific timelines for the termination of parental rights, establishes more accountability and oversight within the Cabinet of Health and Family Services, standardizes home studies to ensure safe homes in a more efficient manner, establishes a punitive father registry, and creates a separate child welfare committee. In the Kentucky House of Representatives, the legislation also aims to give foster care parents a stronger voice in the process by expanding foster care advisory boards and allowing more parental input. Chairman Meade, along with co-chair Joni Jenkins and the rest of the committee, worked closely with the governor's office and First Lady Glenna Bevan, who's been an outspoken leader and advocate of adoption and foster care reform. Other key components of the bill include utilizing technology to reduce the large amount of paperwork required of social workers, as well as improving efforts to recruit and retain valuable social workers. The latter goal received a large boost when Governor Bevan proposed adding $24 million to hiring and increasing pay for social workers, as well as $10.8 million to improve the foster care placement process and adoption efforts. Kentucky will be phasing in a rule saying people who get Medicaid have to work if they can, but a new national poll suggests voters could see that as part of a very unpopular pattern. Now, a new national poll finds about 3/4 of voters agree, half agree strongly that Republicans are waging a war on health care. Jeff Garan with the Hart Research says voters see a pattern starting with attempts to repeal the Affordable Care Act. He also says nationally, voters already have a strong sense that GOP health care policies are deeply unfair.
Targeting both Medicare and Medicaid for cuts in order to offset the cost of their tax cuts for the wealthy and large corporations. Republicans have put a very big target on their backs.
The new Medicaid work requirement will impact about 350,000 Kentucky adults, half of whom already work. In local 911 activity, there was a fire yesterday afternoon on Indian Hill Road. Park City, Cave City, and South Barron volunteer fire departments responded, as well as Barron Metcalf EMS. With WCLU local news, I'm Angela Briggs at 7:26 a.m., 31 degrees.
I'm Laurel Mays.
My parents started this business over 50 years ago, so we know flooring here at Parish Carpet. We have a large showroom and a big selection in stock. We do custom binding and we do free estimates. We've served a lot of people in the 50+ years, and we'd like to thank each and every one of you. So if you have a flooring need, come see us at Parish Carpet.
The boys game. If you have any questions, please see Pep Club President Haley Greer. Here are this year's BCHS basketball homecoming candidates. Band, Bailey Froggett. Best Buddies, Kathy Salab. Beta, Caroline Kinsman. Broadcasting, Casey Lyle. Dance Team, Sarah Skaggs. FBLA, Laurel Mays. FCA, Rebecca Maxwell. FCCLA, Courtney Scoggins. FFA, Tyrianne Humphrey. Foreign Language, Aubrey Render. Green Team, Miranda Peacock. JOTC, Destiny Stinston. SAG Club, Savannah Goad. Y Club, Ann Claire Clemens. Yearbook, Hannah Griever. Pep Club, Freshman, Sydney Newberry and Allie Newberry. Sophomore, Miranda Tolsma. Junior, Maddie Murray. Senior, Hadley Hammer. Winter Sports, Freshman, Malin Newberry. Sophomore, Micah Burrell and Elizabeth Burnham. Junior, McKenna Burrell. Senior, Madison Beckham. Congratulations to BCHS golfer Michaela Wyatt, who signed a golf scholarship last Friday with Cincinnati Christian. Congratulations to the academic team. The quick recall team placed second at the Governor's Cup District Tournament and will advance to region. Nathan Hood, Lexi Mills, Tristan Houghton, Mackenzie Bird, and Rachel Sargent also qualified for region and written assessment. Earn free prom tickets. See Ms. Harris in room 27. Sell 2 boxes of chocolate and earn 1 free ticket. Sell 4 boxes and earn 2 free tickets. Prom is Saturday, April 21st at the Cave City Convention Center. Tickets are $40 before spring break and $50 after. The theme this year is A Waltz on the Water. FCA students from Barron County High will be hosting a night of worship on February 7th at 6:30 p.m. to share their Christian faith with fellow students at the inaugural event, Courts for Christ. All youth groups that meet on Wednesday nights are encouraged to move their gatherings to Trojan Gym. The guest speaker will be Wayne Dickens, the camp director for Western Kentucky University's FCA. FBLA is preparing for their regional conference, which will take place on Tuesday, February 27th in Owensboro at Kentucky Wesleyan College. All members were to have their $35 fees and signed parent forms into their advisor by Friday, January 26th. Members are encouraged to be taking practice tests you can get from your advisor, creating and practicing your presentations, and checking in with your advisor about what you need to be doing. The bus will leave on February 27th at 6:30 a.m. from the high school. And on the sports calendar. On Thursday, the girls' freshman and JV basketball teams are at Warren Central. Boys' freshman and JV basketball teams host Metcalfe County. And on Friday, it's homecoming at Barron County High as the Trojans and Trojanettes basketball teams host Hart County. On Saturday, the girls and boys freshman basketball teams participate in the district tournament. And next Tuesday, the Trojans and Trojanettes basketball teams will have senior night as they host Russell County. For a daily rundown on what's happening at BCHS, tune in to our morning and afternoon student radio broadcast on our high school radio station, Trojan Radio 88.7 FM, and online at barronschools.com each day around 7:30 a.m. and 3 p.m. That is this week's Trojan Report from Barron County High, where we value pride through preparation, respect, integrity, determination, and excellence. We are BC.
From the Kentucky News Network, I'm Ed Huckleberry.
A student at the University of Kentucky is in the hospital for what appears to be bacterial meningitis. The university sent out an alert to the campus saying the student had a probable case of the infection. George Thompson is a student at UK and tells WKYT.
I would say that I'm not necessarily worried about it. If the university has let everyone know that could be affected by it, I don't really see a problem.
The meningitis vaccine is mandatory for incoming freshmen planning on living in the dorms. It's also required that students who are 21 or younger have a dose at the age of 16 or older. There's a record number of women looking for seats in the Kentucky General Assembly.
More than 550 candidates filed paperwork for various offices on May's primary election ballot. According to the Secretary of State, nearly 100 of those candidates are women, a record-breaking number here in Kentucky. Additionally, a significant number of those women are educators. The 2018 ballot features 6 seats in the U.S. House of Representatives, as well as the 100 seats in the Kentucky House and seats in even districts in the Kentucky Senate. I'm Haley Hansen.
The state is going to need more than 4,400 new prison beds over the next 10 years. That news coming Tuesday from Justice and Public Safety Cabinet Secretary John Tilley. He tells state lawmakers that prisons will run out of space by May 2019, possibly forcing the early release of thousands of nonviolent inmates as the state continues to struggle with the effects of the opioid epidemic. 3 men and a woman from Ohio County are under arrest after being busted in a meth buy. Deputies went to a home in Cromwell after making the purchase. They arrested Jeremy Ward, Joseph Embry, Matthew Frizzell, and Tammy Hall. All are charged with trafficking in meth. I'm at Huckleberry.
This is the Kentucky News Network.
Growth begins with an idea. At the People's Bank, that idea is to give you the banking service you deserve. We carry out that idea in everything we do. In fact, it's become our motto, working for you. As that idea continues to grow, let us work for you at our new location, 1300 West Main Street, opening this summer. Let us be the place where your ideas begin, where you get the banking you deserve. Come grow with us. The People's Bank, working for you.
Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
Hello.
That'll be $349.07. Sir, I can't take that, and that's only about $120 anyway.
But the Magic Man pays 3 times face value at Glasgow Coin and Jewelry. Watch this.
We can make that happen.
Top dollar guaranteed.
Not to be confused with Magic Mike.
Glasgow Prescription Center is the culmination of my husband's professional career. When he took over GPC, he didn't want to be just good. He'd already done that. He wanted to be great. And I think his patients would agree that he's done just that. Could he get by with a smaller staff? Sure. The gift shop, the flower shop, delivery people, a brand new facility, none of those things are required to have a pharmacy, but that's why it's not just a good pharmacy, it's a great one. I'm really excited to see what Robert is going to do next because I know he's going to put his heart into it.
Do you drop your change in
the web and on Facebook? What do you really want to say to your Valentine? Let Jeffs make sure it's well said. Let's turn to local sports. Boy, an exciting night for basketball here in South Central Kentucky. Listen to this score. It was Barron County defeating Greenwood. Barron County 61, Greenwood 48. It was Glasgow losing to Monroe County in boys action. The final score, 61-48. The numbers are transposed, but that's the final of both of those ball games from last night. Russell County down Metcalfe County 81-50. Hart County over Allen County, Scottsville 46-42. Warren East 83, Cumberland County 73, and it was Bowling Green's boys over South Warren 64-49. Girls action from last night: Monroe County down Glasgow 56-48. Barron County over Greenwood 51-33. It was Breckenridge County down in Caverna 50-36. Russell County over Metcalfe County 78-45. Owensboro Catholic 58. Allen County, Scottsville, 46. Warren East, 51. Cumberland County, 17. South Warren, 69. Bowling Green, 30. That's a check of local sports. Glasgow is now home to the newest location of Crop Production Services. CPS has long been a leader in providing farm-ready products just in time for your needs.
This is Ricky Houchins, Crop Consultant at Crop Production Services. We're excited to open this new location for CPS in Glasgow. Come by and see us and what we have to offer.
Crop Production Services, corner of West Main and Reynolds Road, Glasgow.
Weather from the WCLU Weather Center. Brought to you by South Central Bank.
South Central Bank is a locally owned bank that cares about you and our community, too.
My name's Roger Mercer. My wife and I, Terry, own Southern Kentucky Collision here in Glasgow. It's a collision repair center. We've been dealing with South Central Bank for probably 23, 24 years. They've always been good to us, our hometown bank. South Central Bank has been a really big part of our business as far as the growth. They've been there for us when we needed to borrow money to grow, and we appreciate that very much from South Central Bank.
South Central Bank, small enough to know you, big enough to help. Member FDIC.
Continuing to push now, some milder weather in, but colder weather once again on the way, and maybe 2 more bouts of some wintry precip between now and Sunday. Doesn't look like a bunch, especially with the first one coming in. The second one we'll keep our eyes on. Could be a little bit stronger system. Plenty of clear sky this morning, milder weather, and as we hit through the day, mostly sunny. A southwest breeze, 54. Tonight, 44, becoming cloudy, maybe some showers around. I'd pack the rain gear along for tomorrow. Some rainfall coming on in. As we get through the second part of the day and tomorrow night, we'll see that rain maybe briefly ending as a touch of snowfall. And then colder temperatures in the upper teens, so it could get a little slick Friday morning, and then sunny low 30s Friday afternoon, dry Saturday, but Sunday could have some rain and snow around once again. From the Weather Channel, I'm meteorologist Ray Stajic on WCLU, your home for local.
Thank you, Ray. We've got cloud cover moving in here, but Mark, I don't know if you can show that camera out front of the radio station again for the benefit of our folks on the EPB6 and on our web feed, our live Facebook live feed. There we are. That's about an hour ago. Okay, that's that is that blue moon that is out there today. You can see it. It's driving right out West Main Street. What's the name of it again?
It is a quirky little name called a blue blood full moon.
A blue blood full moon. You would think that a big picture of Tom Selleck would come up.
Oh my!
But it's a fabulous looking thing. If you're driving out West Main Street west, you will see that this morning.
I don't think there's anybody hairy enough left.
That's right.
Tom Selleck.
31 degrees now at WCLU, and this weather update brought to you by your friends at South Central Bank.
The Empty Nest inside Pharmacy Express is your shop for home, body, gifts, weddings, babies, and more store. You'll find a little bit of everything, and it's far from empty. If you need a gift for someone during bereavement, the Empty Nest carries wind chimes, picture frames, birdhouses, and canvas prints for remembering a loved one. Celebrating a new baby or a couple just getting married, the Empty Nest has bridal and baby registry too. You'll see it's not so empty at the Empty Nest inside Pharmacy Express at the corner of the Bypass and Cleveland Avenue in Glasgow.
When Fire Pit Spirits first opened in May, they set out to be a place of business that puts service
EPB
above.
has partnered with Community Relief for a new Roundup program. By agreeing to have your EPB bill rounded to the next highest dollar, the change will be provided to Community Relief to help the less fortunate here in our community. Your spare pennies can make a huge difference for those struggling to pay for their vital electricity. If you're interested in the program, please call the Glasgow EPB at 651-8341.
Who will be the future face of Pedigo Lessenberry? Through expert.
Ralphie's Fun Center is a fun place to go, and let me tell you, they got something big coming up. Mark it down on the 10th of February. They're going to have Fat Saturday. That's right, Fat Saturday out at Ralphie's. It's a day of Ralphie's with the Mardi Gras flair on Fat Saturday. The crew of Ralphiest parades featuring King Ralph and his merry court of frivolity. Now, you come out there to Ralphie's and enjoy Fat Saturday. They're going to have some parades. There's going to be one at 2 o'clock and one at 6 o'clock. And then the Cosmic Parade at 9 p.m. on Saturday night, the 10th. So come on out there. It's certainly a fun day. Fun is what they do at Ralphie's, but They come up with some creative ways to have fun. This Fat Saturday is one more way. Mark it. It is the 10th day of February coming up at Ralphie's Fat Saturday. I got birthday music over here to share with special folks who are having special birthdays today. For example, Carter Collins has a birthday. Julie White is 16. Shannon McClellan. William Briggs, Angela's daddy, is 61 today. We have a set of twins. It's Aaron and Mary Crimmins. Ari and Mary Crimmins are 12 today. How about Brenda Ballard? Brenda Gertrude Ballard is 49. Genevieve Nunn is 72. Hunter Moore is 8. Chandler Smith is 13. David Boyd Ross is 77. Hayden Williams turns 6 today. We also have, Carla Crane, Ryan Turner, Pauletta Deckard. Pauletta, we woke up a rooster in your honor last hour for your 60th birthday today. It's also Bridget Gross. Haley Hagen has a birthday. And let me double check one more place where people sometimes sneak in birthdays here. We don't want to lose these. The number to call is 651-9149 or 800-956-1. Line here from WCLU radio.com. Let's see here. We are at 742 and 31 degrees.
It means a lot when a business can say they...
We've confirmed their potential. With intense training, we've prepared them for any occurrence. We've taken their strengths and made them stronger. Now it's time to see what they're made of. Presenting the future face of ISU Pedigo Lessenberry Insurance.
Hello, I'm Jared Pursley. And I'm Daniel Bird. And we're more than prepared to serve you here at ISU Pedigo Lessenberry Insurance. Growing with a proud community since 1902.
To choose when you pay your electric bill, with EPB iPay, you can. iPay allows you to draft money into your electric account online or at our office. The myusage.com website lets you keep track of how much electricity you're using and lets you know your current balance. When your account's getting low, you can get reminders to add more money to your electric account by text or email. With iPay, there's no due date, no late fees. Sign up for iPay at the EPB office at 100 Mallory Drive.
Growth begins with an idea. At the People's Bank, that idea is to give you the banking service you deserve. We carry out that idea in everything we do. In fact, it's become our motto, working for you. As that idea continues to grow, let us work for you at our new location, 1300 West Main Street, opening this summer. Let us be the place where your ideas begin, where you get the banking you deserve. Come grow with us. The People's Bank, working for you.
Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
Lessenberry Do-It Center is Glasgow's only locally owned hardware store, and that means a lot to me. Lessenberry's has been in business for over 100 years. I walk in the store, they know who I am, and I get the help that I need. For me, Lessenberry's is the easiest place for me to shop, simply because it's a local family-owned business, and I feel comfortable when I'm there. And I'm glad there's still a place like that in Glasgow I can go to.
Why the name Fire Pit Spirits? Because your beverage of choice is meant to be enjoyed with good friends, celebrating life, happiness, or just the end of a hard week of work. And, as always, it's meant to be consumed responsibly. So, whatever you're celebrating, gather round your fire pit, because good times are made with the ones you choose to keep in your circle. Fire Pit Spirits. Best selection, best service.
The first day of January, which means we're bringing January to a close, and that means a lot of different things to a whole lot of different people. But I got to tell you that out at Bailey Gibson Buick GMC, Terry Hagan, who rides herd on all of the great deals, all the great incentives, and loves talking to people when you get there. It's just reminding folks that today wraps up the incentives of that we've been advertising here this month. And Terry, you doing all right today?
I'm doing great. How are you?
I'm wonderful, just wonderful. Now, I know you don't have a bunch of notes over there, but you were just telling me before we went on the air about you can pretty much summarize what folks are going to let go away if they don't get on with it here.
Yes, sir. We've still got some real good, strong, big money incentives off on select models right now.
Yeah.
Of course, it does end today, but we've got our Buick Envision.
Yeah.
I've still got some of those. This is on 17s, of course.
Yeah.
Brand new. That is stickers for anywhere from around $40,000 to $41,000.
Uh-huh.
And you can buy those for anywhere around $30,000 to $32,000 right now. So
that's a
huge.
It is.
Huge
it is.
amount.
That's right.
And of course, we've still got some incentives on our Buick Regals.
Mm-hmm.
If you're looking for a real sharp Buick car,
mm-hmm.
and I'm not talking an old person car, I am talking a car that is sporty and luxurious.
Yeah. A Sportster.
Yes, sir. Sportster. Thank you, Henry. We've got some real good deals we're making on those today. Also, we've got our SUVs that's got some good incentives. Our pickup trucks, let me tell you something. Today's the day to come down there and see us.
Yeah.
And come in and ask for Terry or some of our friendly staff.
Yeah, they're all friendly,
Let us show you.
Yeah.
Yes, let us show you what we've got. No pressure, no hassle. But I think if you see the prices and the product, you're going to think, wow, this is a brand new car at a used car price.
Well, let me throw this in, too, because we haven't mentioned this fact, but we've been pushing hard on these. And folks have been taking advantage of these incentives, so that probably generates a few more vehicles on the used side of the lot that are very much worth taking a look at if you're just not ready to jump in with both feet.
Yes, sir. We've took some real good quality trades in.
Mm-hmm.
One owners, two owners, a lot of one owners that has really been taken really good care of.
Yeah.
Good prices on them, because if you're buying the brand new one that cheap, you're going to buy the used one good and reasonable as well.
Yeah, that's pretty impressive. Now, we don't know what's coming up for the month of February, but there's just, I think that folks are thinking that it's going to be good as well. But don't blow these January incentives, okay?
Yeah, don't do like a friend of mine done and just kept putting it off last month when they had some good incentives. And
Yeah.
came in there, and I think that incentive had went off and cost them about $4,000.
Man, that's
don't get your big money
it's
now.
real. That's right. Yeah, you say that big money. I think, of course, I know Terry. I know Terry's wife, Laura, and I would love to see her face when somebody refers to you as big money.
Yeah, there you go. Then she'll ask for some of it, won't she?
Well, either I thought you were going to say either that or she'll laugh. But that has nothing to do with selling cars. Big money. Terry Hagan is ready to help you today. Don't let these incentives roll out with the page on the calendar. Bailey Gibson.
Amen.
Buick GMC on the Happy Valley Road right there at the corner of Lexington Drive and Happy Valley Road. And Terry, hope you have a good, hope you wrap up January well, and we'll look forward to sharing some more good news from Bailey Gibson, okay?
Thank you, Henry, and everybody come see us.
All right, 748 and 31 degrees at WCLU. Are you looking?
Best friends.
Growth begins with an idea. At the People's Bank, that idea is to give you the banking service you deserve. We carry out that idea in everything we do. In fact, it's become our motto, working for you. As that idea continues to grow, let us work for you at our new location, 1300 West Main Street, opening this summer. Let us be the place where your ideas begin, where you get the banking you deserve. Come grow with us. The People's Bank, working for you.
Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
Why the name Fire Pit Spirits? Because your beverage of choice is meant to be enjoyed with good friends, celebrating life, happiness, or just the end of a hard week of work. And, as always, it's meant to be consumed responsibly. So, whatever you're celebrating, gather round your fire pit, because good times are made with the ones you choose to keep in your circle. Fire Pit Spirits. Best selection, best service, best friends.
Today, we sounded the gong for her early to wake up some roosters in her honor. And if you happen to see Pauletta Deckard around today, we'd be tickled if you would pat her on the back and tell her she's good as gold from WCLU. And a little taste of Texas, where they're going to be looking forward to having you there for lunch today, or come on by for a scrumptious dinner with you and a bunch of your friends. All right, this is the first time we've brought this up, and it's coming up on Monday. This is the 2018 Spring Soccer League sign-up start Monday, continuing through March the 9th. $45 per participant, a $5 discount for each additional participant living in the same household. The leagues are being offered at ages 5-6, ages 7-9, and ages 10 to 12, as well as a 13 to 14 age group. You can find out any of the Parks and Recreation Program information by calling 651-3811 or 651-9012. And after being stoved up in the house, I know these youngsters are going to get out and, have a big time in soccer. Also on Saturday, what you took a breath over there?
I was just going to encourage our viewers online to participate with us on the screen as your comments on Facebook. Of course, they'll run through a screen.
Mm-hmm.
I'll have to look at those. But
we'd
love to see your comments about the show and. And you can participate with us. We'd love to have you come on Facebook. Just go to our Facebook page and just comment on the live feed, and it'll come up on EPP Channel 6, and it'll show up live on the screen.
Yeah, and do that before we'll be leaving the air from Facebook Live here coming up on about... actually, I got a text last night from on the 1490 side of WCLU. We have a really great guy on it, and his name is Joe Pags.
Old Joe Pags.
Joe Pags.
Joe Pags here.
He's got a voice.
Yeah, he's got some pipes on him.
Yeah, but here's the thing. He texted me last night and said he was fixing to go Facebook Live to talk about the State of the Union address.
Mm-hmm.
So you could have, if you wanted to, Joe's pretty straightforward. It would have been, of course, this was much later than what I can stay up for and still come down here.
Yeah.
But anyway, Joe Pags went Facebook Live last night and talked about that, and he'll be on. Let's see, what is today? Wednesday. Yeah, we'll have Joe on tonight, starting at 6 o'clock. So
yeah, I like the Joe Pags show.
Yeah, that's right. He's pretty up front there, and he's got a good set of pipes. Let me see if I can. If you have never heard his voice.
Oh yeah, he's got the Joe Pags here.
Well, actually, this is an old promo that I can share with you just to hear his voice.
Hey, it's Joe Pags coming up. What's the latest on this FBI scandal? And more nutty news out of California. Illegal immigrants voting, forcing companies to give tax breaks back to the state. Just the tip of the iceberg on the Joe Pags Show. Tonight at 6 on WCLU, your home for local.
Well, the only accurate part of that is tonight at 6 on your home for local. WCLU.
Joe Pags there. Yeah,
that's right.
You almost got to hold your nose and talk like a raspy voice.
Yeah, he's a smart fellow.
It's awesome.
Okay, 7:53. Let's talk about the weather forecast.
Yeah.
Going to get cool. And Southern States sponsors this forecast.
Whether you use propane for your home or propane on your farm, the source for all of your propane needs is Southern States Glasgow Horse Cave Cooperative. Propane is inexpensive and clean. Have you researched all the propane can do for you? At Southern States, they provide propane for customers who heat and cool their homes, heat water, dry clothes, or even operate your standby generator using reliable propane. Farmers know Southern States meets their needs for seed, feed, and fertilizer year-round. But did you know they also are meeting the demands of many farming operations for propane in this area? Farmer-owned since 1923. Southern States knows your success is our success, so they will do what it takes to keep you in operation. Got questions? Come by our locations in Glasgow or Horse Cave, or call 270-651-6167 in Glasgow or 270-786-2045 in Horse Cave. Reliable delivery, reliable service. We're Southern States Glasgow Horse Cave Cooperative.
Continuing to push now, some milder weather in, but colder weather once again on the way, and maybe 2 more bouts of some wintry precip between now and Sunday. Doesn't look like a bunch, especially with the first one coming in. The second one we'll keep our eyes on. Could be a little bit stronger system. Plenty of clear sky this morning, milder weather. And as we hit through the day, mostly sunny. A southwest breeze, 54. Tonight, 44, becoming cloudy, maybe some showers around. I'd pack the rain gear along for tomorrow. Some rainfall coming on in as we get through the second part of the day, and tomorrow night we'll see that rain maybe briefly ending as a touch of snowfall. And then colder temperatures in the upper teens, so it could get a little slick Friday morning, and then sunny low 30s Friday afternoon, dry Saturday, but Sunday Could have some rain and snow around once again. From the Weather Channel, I'm meteorologist Ray Stajic on WCLU, your home for local.
Thank you, Ray. 31 degrees, WCLU this morning. What are you going to do for dinner tonight? Let me give you a suggestion. It's a hot off of the press suggestion. Mark Coates told me out at Long John's A&W that for a very limited time only, they got a deal. We're talking a deal. This is not one, but 2 double cheeseburgers, and these are 1/3 pound double cheeseburgers. I mean, you can use them as paperweights. 2 1/3 pound double cheeseburgers at Long John's A&W for a limited time, $6.
Henry.
Yes.
Can I come in here real quick?
Yes.
$6 is a good deal.
Yes, it is.
I want to do a story about Alexa.
Okay.
Mark Woodcock's got me thinking.
Okay.
If he's interested or somebody out there has an Alexa, get a hold of me.
Yeah.
Here at the station. I think I think it's like half bizarre, half cool, you know?
You know, it's not really that new of a technology, and everybody's all tore up over it. You know, they had the Xboxes had the Kinect that, you know, it could tell where your eyes look, so it could target you for on the screen for advertising.
Henry, where's that mic button?
I got one over here. But see now, Mark, we're sitting here saying that you're saying Alexa's not all that new.
I know.
But we're talking to a whole big bunch of people. Myself.
Look here. I didn't say, hey, Henry, I want to do a story about this brand new, hot off the press, super new technology.
No, but everybody's tore up about it. You know.
I'm not tore up. I think it's cool.
It is cool because you can sit there and tell it to it. She doesn't make many mistakes. You know, I've put her to the test on asking for getting her to look up songs or finding out about this or about that. She's pretty good.
So you have Alexa?
I do.
What?
Actually, let me give credit where credit is due. My wife has had Alexa for quite a while.
Okay, I can see Terry Lou having Alexa.
Yeah.
I can see you like looking at Alexa.
She knows how to operate it. You know, and I get it because I'll mumble something and Alexa will respond to me.
What are you doing, Dave?
That's right. That's
I think that's so weird, but it's cool.
Yeah. Well, so you're going to do a story on Alexa?
Well, if I get a hold of unless you want to do a story with me.
No, I don't. I mean,
Henry said no. It was Mark Woodcock that won trivia.
Yeah.
Give me a call at the station. Anybody else
Mark's
that's cool
good.
that wants to do a story?
What's the premise of the story?
Hello, Mayor of Meadowville.
Come on now.
Stay tuned and find out.
That's right.
Very good.
That's right. It's called a tease.
You need Jesus, Mark. I'm going to pray for you.
Right.
Come on, man. Listen to you.
31 degrees.
I remember inviting you to church.
That's right. We could ask Alexa. You could probably ask Alexa the weather forecast, and she would say, "Wait, let me ask Ray."
Yeah.
Ask her. Yeah, go ahead and ask her about.
Let's get Mark's input first.
Yeah. Well, what's the guy down there you call I can't remember the guy you're calling me.
Oh, you talking about Walter Mitty?
Yeah, Walter Mitty. There you go.
That has nothing to do with weather.
I know. Well, I just
unless you tell us you've been in a subtropical blizzard or something.
Well, you know, on my Facebook post, I was on the Weather Channel. So yeah.
Okay. All right.
Oh man.
All right.
I've never been in one of those snow bombs or whatever they call it, the grenade of snow.
Yeah.
They have snow grenades.
Well, it was the pipe bomb, snowstorm, or whatever it was.
Pipe bomb and snow are way different.
Yeah. Well, tell the guys on the TV. I don't know.
I know that's right.
It was whatever it was. They were having some. I don't know. They invented. I've never heard it in my life. They just come up with a new name for a storm.
All right, Angela, you answer that phone. Somebody wants to do a story on Alexa.
Perfect. I'm going to get it now.
Mark, you get ready for the news at 8 o'clock.
Yes, sir.
And I'll say goodbye to all of our Facebook Live listeners, and because we're going to be, we'll be playing some music, and we're not supposed to do it on Facebook, so
tune in tomorrow.
That's right. Thanks for coming by.
Good morning, friends. In the very early hours of morning, just before the breaking of day, one can look into the eastern sky, and there can be seen a bright star. Perhaps it's Venus, or so it is said. But in any event, that bright star signals the coming of a new day of light that will drive away the darkness of night. Jesus is just such a star who can and will drive away all the darkness and bring light, hope, and eternal salvation to his people. At Revelation 22:16 and 17, he is called the bright and morning star. Jesus is the only hope of a fallen world. There is no other way to God except through and by Jesus Christ. It is he who has the truth that leads to eternal life with God. Jesus and Jesus alone can provide the living water and the eternal bread of life. He came to drive out the darkness created by the sin of mankind and gave himself as a sacrifice in order to pay the price for those sins. He has loved mankind enough to leave heaven and earth and come to save those who follow him so that they can leave earth and go to heaven. He is indeed the star of a new hope for a brighter day. One day he will return and make all things right. One day he will return and erase all evil and darkness forever. I love the dawn of a new day. How about you? This is Danny Wyatt for the Refuge Church of Christ.
A local radio service of Royce Radio Incorporated.
This is WCLU Glasgow, WCLU FM Munfordville, Glasgow.
Union address.
Finally, there's somebody who's talking what we've been thinking and feeling all along. So he really speaks to the heart of this country.
Roseanne Ponkowski listened to the president at a watch party in Lavona, Michigan.
This, in fact, is our new American moment. There has never been a better time to start living the American dream.
Mr. Trump highlighted the economy and tax cuts and challenged Congress to tackle immigration. Correspondent Stephen Portnoy from Capitol Hill.
He said he is extending an open hand to members of both parties and called for a down-the-middle compromise on immigration where nobody gets everything they want. But there were boos and hisses in the House chamber when he spoke derisively of family migration. He called it chain migration. And he said the nation needs immigration reform because, and this is a line that will be remembered, Americans are dreamers too.
Anti-cloth sashes protested Mr. Trump's profane comments about Africa and Haiti. Then there was Melania Trump's choice of ivory Christian Dior pantsuit. Was the First Lady taking a fashion cue from Hillary Clinton's favorite outfit or saluting the signature color of the suffragettes? Social media, all at Twitter, Deborah.
Police in Las Vegas may have a second person of interest in the shooting massacre at a country music festival. Newly released search warrant records name gun dealer Doug Haig.
I felt that they were hoping that they could find a connection between myself and Paddock that would go back showing that I supplied him with most of his ammunition, possibly even some firearms. They're not